the new album, Generation Doom, there's new Otep music coming. It's coming out April 15th, I believe. Generation Doom, Napalm Records. The last you and I talked was when you were getting ready to release Hydra. And at that time, we thought that was the last album from you. But now you're back.
Hmm.
Kind of what
Yeah.
changed along the way, and what does Generation Doom mean to you to have it out coming up?
Well, at the time, I really thought that was going to be my last record. I'd come to that conclusion that I had nothing left really in me to make another record. I didn't want to fake it for the fans or for myself. But just getting away from the industry of music, away from people who, those that run it aren't necessarily those that love it and that really understand it. A lot of them are just in it for the money. And so it's hard. It's hard for me because I got tired of listening to someone tell me what genre I was supposed to be in, or that we couldn't get this festival because we're too heavy, or we couldn't get the other festival because we're not heavy enough, and or someone doesn't like my political views, or or we're in a particular genre that I don't, they're trying to cram us into this particular genre that I don't really believe we necessarily belong in, and that our music kind of transcends genre limitations, and that really genre doesn't guide me in songwriting. Genre doesn't guide me in vocal delivery or how I create a song. What guides me is the message, and also how important our fans are to us. And I've gotten to a pretty big. I've gotten to a place where I was really tired of the music industry, that under my experience, had been taking advantage of fans and really putting them in the place that I believe they deserve to be. So I was done. I just wanted to walk away, and I do voiceover work here in Los Angeles, and also so I did The Hobbit, the last Hobbit movie, The Battle of Five Armies. I did a PlayStation game, The Last of Us. I've done some other stuff, pretty big stuff that they make me sign confidentiality agreements on, so I can't talk about it. But done a lot of video games, a lot of feature films, and I focused on writing a new book. I wrote a book of short stories, and I toured, and we toured as an unsigned band. And there was just these magic moments of being free, of being liberated, of not having to listen to someone who's sitting in an office tell me how I should perform on stage on the road. Just any number of things like this. So it was free again to be able to have that connection with the fans, have that connection with the music, all over again. So it's kind of like I don't know, it was a love affair that had returned.
Nice.
And that was really important to me. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, listening to Generation Doom. I mean, I drove from Indianapolis to Iowa today, so I've listened to the album about 3 or 4 times today alone, and you can tell that there's just that spark is there. You can tell that you're feeling it on this record. I mean, this is an Otep album from front to back, side to side, all the way through. I mean, from the beginning of Zero all the way to the end of On the Shore. I mean, good God, you kick our ass on this album. I mean, yeah, it's awesome. With every song you write, every album you put out, there's a very deep message in everything you do.
Mm-hmm.
With Generation Doom, I'm sensing that on almost everything on this record. But as a whole, creatively and artistically, what is Generation Doom for you?
Oh, thank you. I think I was able to return to a very personal, private place with this album. I went back to poetry as a means of communicating my experiences in the world. It's sort of really and truly how I function in the world, how I'm able to handle everything that I experience: joy, anger, terror, sadness, depression, and so forth. So I think just looking at at where we are as a country, as a global citizenry, to see that we have all this technology available at our hands to really move our country forward further and further away from the things that still divide us and the things that are poisoning us, by not recognizing climate change as a real thing, by still fighting wars based on outdated religious texts and corrupting those messages into something that's beneficial for greedy, evil men. I think not understanding the impact that animal agriculture has on our planet. It takes 1,000 gallons of water to produce a single steak. 1,000 gallons of water. And if you look back at the people that all these giant hedge fund managers and big Wall Street investors and bankers who saw the coming of the collapse of the housing market back under the Bush administration, they saw it before anybody saw it. They just saw the trend. And these same people who saw that and made billions and billions of dollars off of the working class basically being destroyed, those people now are investing in water sources. They're buying up large, vast water sources. They're investing in water because we are running out of clean water on this planet. So it seems like we have, we're getting closer and closer to building better alternative sources of energy that we can live on this planet. It seems like we have people are changing their cultural aspect on equality among the races, among the sexes, among homophobia is now not the norm as it used to be, although it's still very prevalent. Trust me, I live it every day. But it seems like we're on this sort of precipice where we're going to either move forward and be the doom of all of that which has destroyed us in the past, or we do nothing and we will be doomed. We will be the generation doomed. So it's sort of a double meaning with the album title. And so I went through and when I wrote the record, I really wanted it to be more of my personal observations than political or anything else. So most of the stuff is cultural, and I think it just felt a lot better to go back to that place, which I don't think I've really done since the Ascension, to be honest. Most of the rest of the work's all been very political and about organizing people to fight against injustice and all of that. But this record is really very personal to me and my own experiences and observations. For example, In Cold Blood was a very painful song for me to write because it is about this really devastating breakup that I'd gone through, and you lose your companion, your confidant, your lover, your best friend, and they're all the same person. And that one special person that could, make your day go away just with a smile, and then suddenly that's gone. And there's an emptiness to that. And I didn't, in the past, I think I would have just sucked it up and not really shared the emotional journey that I went on with that. But I felt like that would have been dishonest, intellectually dishonest, artistically dishonest, if I didn't put it into some form of art. So I wrote a poem, and that poem became a song.
Oh, wow.
And so I did that with every song. Everything is based on some form of actual interaction, some form of my sort of reaction as well to certain things that have happened in the world, to me personally. And so it's a very personal record, a very, very personal album.
Yeah.
I share a lot of private things. It was very uncomfortable at first.
I can sense that on
especially,
a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the success of In Cold Blood, I never thought that would get as popular as it has this early, and that was pretty surprising to me, considering just how personal of a song it is. And I've had fans just reach out and thank me for sharing it, and thank me for, letting me know that they've gone through similar things or that they're going through it right now and that they've come out on the other side better for it and they'll be strong. And to have that kind of support on something that's so, personal and painful has just been really gratifying. And again, reminds me of the first record and reminds me how people really were able to connect and relate to a lot of the songs on the record.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about how personal you get on a lot of these songs, and one of the songs that really stands out lyrically and even musically is "Equal Rights, Equal Lefts." Very,
Thank you.
yeah, very different from what we've heard from you in the past. It almost kind of got like I hate to say it, but like almost a rap hip hop vibe to it, and in some ways. I mean,
nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
I wonder. Sometimes people thank you. Sometimes people have this hesitancy to use the word hip hop when in reference to me, which I don't know why, because I do a lot of if you want to call it, for lack of a better word, rapping in my songs on every record on the past 6 records. But this, thank you though. I really appreciate it because I fought for this song because the label didn't like it. The musicians weren't real happy about it either because it wasn't rock enough. But for me, I had my own reasons. One, this event really happened to me. I was again with one of my exes. We had gone to we'd gone on holiday for our anniversary, and I had this grown man, who's an older man, big guy, big dude, come over to me, slap me on the shoulders, and pick a fight with me on the beach in Hawaii because he was upset that I was with a girl. And so, if anybody knows anything about me, I don't have fight or flight. I just have fight. That's just part of my makeup. It's just my thing. I wouldn't survive long. A lot of people tell me that. I don't know. Maybe I'd become king of the jungle, but people say I wouldn't survive in the jungle because I wouldn't run because I just don't have that in me. And especially when it's a bully. And that's exactly what this guy was. He was just a big, giant bully, and he was trying to stand, push me around, and I don't get pushed around. So if we were going to go to blows, we were going to go to blows. And he actually asked me that. He said, you got some mouth on you. I said, brother, you have no idea. And he said, we had exchanged some words, and then he said to me, you believe in equal rights? And he put his fist up. And I said, I do. And he said, what about equal lefts? And he put his other fist up. And I said, first I thought, that's pretty good. I'd heard that expression before, but it was pretty neat that he had thought of that at that moment. It'd been like he'd been waiting for the right couple to come along so that he could pick on them.
Right.
Because, there was no reason for him to do that. They were, we were in Hawaii. Hawaii's one of the most progressive places on the planet. They had civil unions before people even knew what the term was. So it's actually marked, on gaycations as one of the safest places for gays and lesbians to live, as well as go on holiday. So I was extremely surprised to have been attacked by this guy just out of the blue. We weren't doing anything but walking, and he just started this fight with us. And he said that to me. We believe in equal rights, equal lefts. I said, man, I'm an equal opportunity dispenser of rage. Whatever you want, I'm with it. And then he started backing up and walking away, and then he called me a dyke. And then there's the first line in that song that says, he called me a dyke, I called him an ambulance. And that's right. And, and that is, these are real stories that happened to me. And, that song especially, I wanted to bring to the forefront because as much as I appreciate our straight and heterosexual allies, it's time for gay people to unite and fight back and become what Harvey Milk did with the Castro in San Francisco, make gay safe areas where we can get together, we can organize, we can unite, we can become a political power, and we know that it's still legal in I think 16 states in this country to be fired from your job for being openly gay, and that's in America in 2016. How's that even possible? There are places around the world. Yeah, it is. There are places around the world where it's okay for you to be put in jail for life. for being gay. There's places where you're killed for being openly gay. In fact, here in America, just during this presidential cycle, this election cycle, 5 Republican candidates went to an evangelical event where the minister stood on stage in front of thousands and thousands of his members and called on and basically admitted that he was trying to form a lobbyist group that would would give money to campaigns of politicians who would help bring legislation that would be that would make it illegal to be gay in the United States, and that anyone caught being gay in the United States would be given the death penalty. And that's this year. And 5 of the Republican candidates listened to this man say these evil things. He talks about, I mean, you can look it up. It's online. He talks about, Rachel Maddow did a great piece on it. He talks about carving smiley faces in the back, oozing sores of gay. I mean, this guy's insane. He's an insane person who's given license to say these things because he holds a Bible in his hand. He said that if his son got gay married, he would sit out in front of the church naked and cover himself in feces. Wow. This is a man of the church. He said that. Then 5 members of the Republican Party came out and spoke asking for these people to vote for them.
Wow.
And that's in America. And that's right now. So this song, Equal Rights, Equal Left, is a call. Not only is it, there's a little bit of satire and tongue-in-cheek about me being, you know, who I am and the things that I've done in my life as a single lady. You know, meeting a lot of girls who I've been their first girl and all that is in the song as well. But it also is a call for gays and lesbians to get together and fight for our right to exist. And then I wanted to use, musically, I wanted to use a trap beat. I wanted to use hip hop because homophobia is sort of rampant in that genre. And I mean, though it is getting better, you know, but still it is. I mean, you still have, you know, there's, you know, Kanye, it's okay for Kanye to say something about being a blonde, you know, talked about a blonde dyke. It's okay for Lil Wayne to say no faggot shit, or when he's talking about his homeboys, say no homo. I mean, that's still rampant in that world. So I wanted to take it in that world and be like, yo, I'm here. I'm gay. I can rap. I'm a writer. I can say the things I can say. There's nothing you can do to stop me. And at the same time, I'm calling on gays and lesbians to unite and come together. And, you know, unlike most rappers, I mean, I'm living my truth. I'm being authentic. Everything in that song is real, you know. So I'm real proud of that song. And the label was fought against it. The producer had some concerns. It was too, what did he say? It was too raunchy, I think is the word he said, because I had like, I said, oh, because of the one line, she seemed so sweet, I had to taste her. And I'm like, come on, man, that's nothing. And then I said, and then the last line of the song, or the verse, or the third verse is, say what you say, do what you do, but I'll always get more pussy than you. And that is true. You can make it illegal if you want, but it's not going to change the fact that I'm still going to get more pussy than you do.
Politicians stuff in that song than that one line that he had that he wasn't sure about. So I mean,
that's right. I was like, dude, you're focusing on that one line, but what about the other stuff I say? But I know, and you know, I wanted the label to release that. There's like gay radio stations on satellite radio, and I'm pushing for them to do that because. And even I've got some friends who are hip hop sort of moguls out here, and I'm talking to them about doing it as well. And they said, well, that's going to be a hard song to sell because, you know, they're openly speaking about this and this. And plus it's got kind of an industrial metal chorus, the big 9 Inch Nails explosion chorus. And I was like, well, you know, whatever. I mean, they can call us rapcore if they want. I don't care. They can call us new metal what they want. I don't care. We are what we are. We write the songs we write, and that's it. I mean, that's pretty much it. So, but I'm real happy that you mentioned that song because I feel like it's nice to be people to say, I don't know, people were telling me that I was wrong about the song a lot, so it's nice to be validated in that way.
It's got the
Yeah.
best of both worlds on it. I mean, it's like you can ride to it, you can cruise to it, and you can mosh to it all at the same time. I love
Yes,
it. I mean,
thank you. That's we're playing it live. We're gonna play it.
yes, I was gonna ask when we see
on
it.
tour.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, that song is way too good. And I'll tell you the reason why I knew that it would work is Apex Predator. When we first played Apex Predator from Hydra on tour, we played that song on tour. The whole audience went crazy. There was one person that said, "Why is she rapping Otep shit?" You know, it was like they just love the song. And I think they're going to feel the same way about Equal Rights if they left.
Love it. Well, I mean, if you
go
back to the first record with Sivas Tra,
Yep.
you know, songs like Filthy and stuff like that, and Battle Ready, I mean, there's some rapping style vocals on a lot of the earlier songs that you've written.
I mean, Battle Ready, Trick, Menacide, Possession, Filthy. Most of the songs and stuff that I do it's oratory. It's not really singing.
Yeah.
That's why this record was a bit of a departure for me, because I can sing. I just had never worked with a producer before that really wanted me to, or that was interested in hearing that, until I worked with Howard Benson on this record. And he was really something special for this. I mean, he really pushed me to go to my comfort zone and just run the hell away from it. He's like, go there, now get out of it. Go as far away from it as you can. Because we're not staying there, kid. Not for this record. And so,
well, I mean, this is...
I'm real proud of it.
I mean, this record, I think, is some of the heaviest I've heard from you in a couple of records. Not that the other records weren't heavy, but I mean, this is, if you go back to, you know, Sivas Tra and Ascension and, you know, those records, I mean, there's some heavy shit on those records. I mean, and from the start to the finish. I mean, I actually turned this record on at work for the first time, and that went well. So.
Well, you know, we really wanted to return to those roots, and you know, I was talked a lot to my guitar player Aristotle, and he that's where he first found us before we joined the band. He found us in Sivas Tra, and Sivas Tra and the Ascension were his two favorite records. Coincidentally, those are two of my favorite records. It's hard to pick a favorite record, but those are two of my favorite records. In fact, we play from on our live set. Most of our music comes from those two records. Yeah. So for us, that's kind of that was sort of the basis for it. It's like, listen, let's not try to be anything. Let's just write the music that comes out of us and see what happens. And that's what came out. And it's, I mean, you know, songs like Zero, I mean, that song is insane and I love it. I mean, that song's been living in me for a long time. It's been wanting to come out for a long, long time. And the title track, Generation Doom, I mean, there was so much fun with that song, just unleashing every emotion, not holding back, you know, just letting everything out, you know, and directing it at everybody that I could think of while I was singing it, and almost, you know, destroying the room, putting my head through a wall while we were recording. I mean, there were some really, really magnificent moments on this record.
Yeah, it shows. I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you are going to be in Indy the end of April, I believe. You're hitting the road. You're going to be out with Lacey September morning. Dollskin. I mean, it's a kick-ass tour lineup. I can't wait. But I mean,
oh man,
me
too.
Yeah, you already talked about it a little bit. And how's it going to feel to get back on the road and actually play some of these songs live, and with this lineup, you know, as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be great. I think it's one of the strongest touring packages that we've had in a long time. I think that and my band, you know, Justin, the drummer. I mean, he's one of the finest drummers you'll ever see. This kid is a genius percussionist. He can play groove. He can be technical at the same time, which is extremely rare to find in a drummer. And then, of course, my guitar player Ari is just, you know, insanely talented. He could play every instrument on the planet.
Awesome.
And to be able to share the stage with them, be able to share the stage with this tour package, and just get out on the road. I mean, it's been a minute since we've actually toured. So for us to get back out there and do it this way, I'm really happy about it. I'm really, really happy about it.
I can't wait. I mean, I will be there. I think it's
Yeah.
April 20. I want to say it's the 29th or somewhere around there. I could be wrong, but so it's either that or the beginning of April. But I will be there. I can't wait. I've got to see this music live. I mean,
It's going to be so exciting. We're going to play our standards, but we're definitely, I think this record we're playing more new stuff than we've ever played before.
Awesome.
You know, we're playing the single, we're playing Zero. I think we might throw some Generation Doom in there.
Nice.
Playing Equal Rights, Equal Lefts.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah,
and we might play Down as well.
oh, that'd be awesome. That would be. Yeah, there's a 5 or 6 song stretch in there that is just everything flows beautifully, and it's just like you want to just repeat all the way
Thank
through.
you.
I mean, so I've still got an hour on the road, and I think that may be what I listened to for the last hour. It's just awesome.
Oh, right on, man. That's awesome, dude. Thanks.
But man, Otep, thanks for taking time, and especially thanks for dealing with some of the technical issues, connection problems, and all that. I mean, I really appreciate you taking time tonight. This has been awesome. I've been looking forward to this all day, all week, and we will see you.
No worries, man. I appreciate it. No worries.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited to get back out there. I appreciate the interview. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me rant and ramble about how excited I am about the new record, and it's hopefully I covered everything you were interested in, man.
Yeah.
And learning about.
Definitely.
But yeah, thanks a lot, and come by, say hi at the show.
Oh yeah, definitely.